I remember when we were strong. Back in the days before King Tenebrae and his royal guard, and the people of Amosran took up their own arms for fun and profit. Before all that, there was just us, the Viridian Outriders. We kept the roads and trails safe and secure, with homes and forts scattered about and locales civilized and not. Time passed, and we have been replaced. And yet, I hear the rumblings and murmurs of the roads being less safe than they had been. Monsters sniffing around in smaller towns and magic acting oddly. Who knows? Maybe we'll be needed again. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, the Outriders venture into the woods in search of the undersigned, and learn a little bit more about the last time this happened. Thank you to our backers, 2 Nerds in a Pod, Carl and Keith, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path. 0-0.
Oh, God.
No! That was so quick.
Keeping you on your toes tonight.
I hope my exclamation doesn't fuck up the sync.
Yeah,
Welcome to Sports Talk.
Oh,
You watching any sports?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm watching the sports.
What sports you watching?
The one with the guys in the field in the tiny little shirts.
The tiny little shirts. That does clear it up. I didn't know you were a rugby fan.
Mm-hmm. Big one.
Big rugby fan over here. I myself prefer the oblong. I prefer the oblong sports ball. But sometimes I do prefer round ball.
Yeah, I know. You've always been a bocce man.
A bocce man, indeed. I got one in my basement. Anyway, sand gets everywhere.
I hate sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it's irritating. It gets everywhere.
So now that's 2 things that Griffin doesn't want to talk about.
Boy, I sure wish I could join in talking with my friends about these great topics that I also enjoy.
What's a third thing that Griffin doesn't like?
Fuck.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Okay, for the fucking last time. It's delicious. It wounds me when I eat it.
Just like sports ball.
Oh my God.
Delicious, delicious sports ball.
I mean, a sports ball would wound you if you ate it.
I have this coworker who is cut from our similar cloth gang. He's an actor.
Go Lions.
Well, here's the thing. He's an actor, he's a gamer, and he's a sports ballman.
So he's me. I love this man.
A little bit, yeah. And he's a good dude. Sometimes we'll talk at length about the characterization of Kratos in God of War and how well the character's written. And then sometimes he'll talk to me about the rhythm game that Fortnite released. And how obsessed he is with it. And I'll look at him and I'll go, every time he starts talking about Fortnite, I look at him and I go, this is my least favorite thing about you. It's your only flaw.
Kratos would make a great edge rusher.
He really would. Let's get him drafted up. You think he's got the hands to be a tight end, or are we just keeping him on the defense?
He's not going O-line. He's on D.
Yeah, we're going to keep him over there. All right. Bust some skulls. Go Lions. Eating knees. Go Lions.
Eating knees? I'm sorry? Who out here is eating knees?
There's a head coach named Dan Campbell, who is the head coach of the Detroit Lions, and this man has single-handedly turned around the whole damn state of Michigan and the city of Detroit. They had to sacrifice the Pistons and the Red Wings ritually in order for the Lions to be about 10 minutes away from the Super Bowl.
Why would you say that?
Because we know it's not going to happen.
With the 11th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Kratos, actual God of War.
And he stuck around till 11th on that draft board, huh?
Yeah, he fell.
He fell quite a bit. I mean, he's kind of quarterback, I guess. You know,
look, he's a loose cannon. It's hard to figure.
Where does eating knees come into this?
But actually, Griff, that's a great question. I'd like to circle back to the knee eating.
Sure. So Dan Campbell's like this former football player, super tough guy, like real grit. Yeah, come on, guys. Yeah, big dude. Yeah,
Sure.
Real, yeah, that kind of dude. In his opening press conference, he talked about how he only wants players that are going to get knocked down and get the fuck back up again, and get knocked down and get the fuck back up again. And then the third time they get knocked down, they're going to bite your knees off and get back up again.
Oh my god.
Because this man understands the city of Detroit like no one has ever understood a city before.
Okay, that's valid. That's valid and fair.
Hey, Ryan, remember when you said they were going to win and then immediately the 49ers just got a fumble recovery?
Yep, sure did. Hire me.
This is a wild intro. As of last Friday, in my current D&D game, Jart is now canon.
Hell yeah.
Jart.
Let's go.
Have you given some more thought to a set of rules or a system?
No, it was sort of tacked on there because it was like a sort of rallying, like raising morale feast party thing, and someone wanted to play some games. And they proceeded to play some games, and it's the ranger of the party, and I was like, is there any like knife throwing or anything like that going on? I was like, you know what? Friends of the show, Katie and Kasia, are in my D&D party, so they were like, there's Jart. I'm like, oh, there's absolutely Jart.
There's absolutely Jart. What's it like to be a celebrity DM?
Why don't I shout down the stairs to my roommate Katie, and we can ask her.
Yeah.
And it's also canon that if you show up to a Jart match looking like Crasher Wake mixed with Zorro, you get a bonus as the masked Jarter.
She did not show up dressed as the masked Jarter, but she did. It was 2 rounds of simultaneous rolls. Like, the paladin went so far as to cast Bane on the competition.
Hell yes.
Dirty pool, I love it.
And seriously, there were 2 rounds. Like, the first round was double nat 20s. And then the second round was still an even tie. And then the competition whiffed the last round. But it was getting tense. People were getting heated. And then the ranger and their competitor decided to, afterwards, abscond to one of the rooms at the inn. With a third. So
was the third just a very long Jart?
No, but a Jart was involved.
Fair.
Traditional.
And then we fade to black. That's all I've got.
Cold snow crunches under your feet as the 3 of you trudge north. The Undersigned, a group of bandits that have gained some kind of fiendish power at the possible cost of their mind, are closing in on your home. You're moving north, along with several of your brethren in a small group to stop their advance. Upon leaving the village of Bering, you were each granted a sack of supplies, and by each I mean each group that left, not each of you individually. Who do you think grabbed the bag? Harper had her hand up first.
Yeah. Harper grabbed the bag.
Sorry,
and
party
then
outfitter here.
Harper grabbed the bag. Cecil pulled the scroll of sending out of it.
That's fine. You can have that. I don't need that.
Arabin listened to Jimmy Eat World.
It just takes some time.
There are actually 3 scrolls of sending.
Oh, dang.
There are also 3 potions of greater healing.
Ooh.
And there is a stone pulsing with a slow red light. And a note within the bag reads, "Location tracker. Will wear off in 3 days. You will be told when to use it. Your orders are simple. Make north. Make camp at dark. Keep a low profile. You will be instructed further." After a long day of cold and quiet travel, you begin to notice the sun setting and decide that it is time to make camp. I'm going to need a survival check from someone to find a location to camp. Who's got the best survival?
I don't know what my survival is. Hold on. Let me check on that.
I can guarantee you're the highest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
It's a wisdom skill.
It's a wisdom skill. Mine's a +1.
Ours are negative ones.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kate? Oh, point of order. Is Katie with us?
No, Katie was not invited for this mission. This was specifically for Outriders who were at Loot Home.
Legit, the fans wanted to know, so.
Absolutely.
Listen, Katie is a fan favorite.
It's the OG Iggy gang.
With Iggy.
Absolutely.
God, does Ignis have the highest survival? There's no way.
What's new, Iggy do?
No, I think it's you, Ryan.
All right, I have made the survival check.
Can I offer Cecil advantage? May I lend the help action?
You may.
That's a darn good idea. All right, we have improved this roll, so that's good. So that's a 6.
Great. You know, I was looking at sheets, and Crunchwrap has a better wisdom score than Arabin.
You find a place to camp.
Right, there's nothing good here. I've been this way before. There's nothing good here. There is literally a hole in the ground and a bit of an outcropping, but it's not going to keep us dry or warm. But I don't see anything better. So, sorry.
I mean, that's all right. I can do what I can to maybe make a shelter. I mean,
Can we? Here's a question for you, Harper. This hasn't really come up in our travels yet, but Iggy is quite low to the ground, yes?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of can adjust his height a little bit.
Yeah, but he puts off a certain amount of heat, yes. Could you, you know how tents have 4 legs? Would it be possible to telescope Iggy's legs enough to give us shelter?
I don't know. I can certainly try.
He wouldn't be big enough to hold us all under him.
Yeah.
No, but it would at least be a little bit dry.
And, I have faith in my engineering, don't get me wrong, but, if one actuator goes down, then, we're squished.
Yes,
I was thinking something more
squished.
along the lines of making a shelter with kind of using Ignis as one side of the wall, so that way his heat can kind of, vent into the shelter a little bit. That's what I'm going to try to do, at least.
All right, let's do that then.
I'm gonna set. It's not gonna be comfortable, but I'm gonna set up a basic shelter with just some tarps and some poles.
Okay. I would normally say survival, but if there is another skill you would like to use, I will allow it.
None of my tool proficiencies are the most handy here, but
No.
can I make you a compromise? Can it be because my wisdom is garbage? Can I make a wisdom based tool check? So I get my proficiency, but it's still wisdom based.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay,
That's fine.
Because it's not smithing work, but I can use a hammer.
Right.
I know how to make things,
Yeah.
but I am using what I have in the area, not working off blueprints.
Right.
It's a nat 1, but I'm a halfling.
But
You are a halfling.
one.
Woo! Always
That comes up a
I
lot.
love halflings. Can I just say? That's gonna be still not super good. It's gonna be a 12.
Hey, listen. The first survival check was a 3,
Yeah.
and then it was a 6, and now we've got a 12. We're getting there.
So, what I will say is a 12 gets you is because the thing that you are worried about is that Ignis is good and warm, but Ignis is also not tall enough to provide even wall-based shelter. So what you end up doing is that you can affix a tent. You have tents with you, so you get a tent up and going, and you're able to kind of Voltron a couple of them together so that you have a decent space for all of you to be in there. And you get Ignis up in the middle, and you kind of overclock a couple of things so you get a bit of heat going that way.
That'll do.
So it's more like a tonkatsu, those
Yeah.
Japanese heater tables.
Yeah, that'll do.
Throw a little blanket over them.
And that with a traditional campfire, and I think we'll be able to at least survive the night.
Absolutely. Arabin, what are you doing during all this?
I'm going to look around to gather firewood.
Go ahead and give me investigation.
Investigation. As a 22.
Hey, yo, we got some firewood going. You are able to find a cache of it buried under snow, but it hasn't been soaked through yet, so it is good and ready to go.
Sweet.
And the three of you settle in for the night.
Yeah.
Before we get completely settled in, Cecil does cast alarm because that's a thing.
Makes sense.
As the clock man, so sets all that up around camp and casts alarm. Cecil is also kind of vacillating wildly between like falling back on old habits, and this is just what they know how to do, and kind of having a good time with it, and trying to forget maybe the entire reason why they're out here. Mm-hmm. And then they remember, and then they don't speak for 20 minutes.
Yep.
I'm going to bring Crunchwrap to life and have him guard.
Oh.
Okay.
Vivius. That's one of the actions I can command him to do, is guard a location.
Oh, nice. Yeah. He does his duty well, though you do notice he tends to hang out inside as much as possible, as close to Ignis as much as possible.
Yeah, he's a bit of a baby.
Also cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to, just to be safe, I would like to cast Identify on the location tracker thingy-madoober, just to make sure there's no, like, it isn't a secret bomb or something.
Mm-hmm. It is not a secret bomb.
Okay.
It is a part of a much larger set of beacon artifacts. Mm-hmm. What will happen is that when the central beacon is activated, the light will start flashing faster.
Okay.
And as you move in the appropriate direction, it will just stay lit.
So faster blinkings mean you're getting closer to another one, essentially?
So faster blinking means it is, like, active.
Okay.
Lit means you are reaching the center point. Like, they are all hooked up to one single pylon or single stone.
Cool.
And that when they are kind of rejoined, they're good.
Are there other Outrider parties out in the area as well?
Yes.
Okay.
You all left at roughly different times and in roughly different ways. The idea is that you're trying to keep a low profile by, not moving as a massive group.
I would have wanted to communicate to the other sort of like group leaders that I have a magic item I picked up back, I think, in the seat. That's the Wand of Pyrotechnics. It's essentially a flare gun, but I can customize the color, and I would want to have communicated that green is like Outrider signal, and it's like if someone is in distress, it's like we are coming. And red is, oh fuck, we're in trouble.
You're able to catch a couple of them on the way out of town just to let them know. And they're the ones that are going to be traveling nearest to you. So that is, it's not the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Nobody else has one of these, unfortunately.
No, I didn't make this. I bought this. Yeah.
Everybody nods, and if they see green, they'll come running. And if they see red, they'll really come running.
So the point here is for us to locate the raiders, but not engage until we have a better plan, is my understanding. Is that what you two got out of this?
Engagement is, like, on the priority list, and you would know that going in.
Yes, fair. If there's three of us, we would need to know how many there are.
Yes.
Before we
ideally,
engage.
you are waiting for everybody to be together before engagement happens. But
unless there's other small parties or groups or scouts, we can take care of that.
Right.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Cecil has very you said there was 3 months in between the time jump, right? So at some point during all of that, Cecil took the time to very studiously and exactingly copy down the case report from the original Erskine incident with Luca and Sterling, and then also any other notes and whatnot, so that he has a copy of everything, and he has all that with him, and he's probably for the fourth or fifth time just going over it very studiously, line by line, and is trying to, at this point, make sure that Harper and Arabin know as much as Cecil does about this thing and what happened last time and what has been recorded, so that hopefully we all make it out of this alive and maybe can finally put an end to this. So
yeah, is there like not to keep trying to pry, Cecil, but
yes.
is there like a greater story we need to know here, or was this just, you know, the mission of the year, as it were? Like it's what stumbled upon you.
Chase, I think it's safe to say that all the big mission details have been conveyed to most of the group at this point, because it's relevant.
Yeah.
Like whatever's relevant would have been conveyed.
The broad strokes are a group of bandits appeared and were ravaging the countryside some years ago, and it was definitely pretty much the exact same situation, except for the details that were outlined last time. You know that Cecil was involved in that mission somehow. Whether or not he has let you in on any of those details is another thing entirely.
Cool. I just wasn't sure where the need to know line was.
Mean, it's basically anything. Yeah.
Okay. So Cecil picks up their travel mug of tea. It was decades ago at this point. It would have been my last mission before I got promoted to desk duty, I suppose is one way of looking at it. I developed a bit of a reputation for being able to clean up messes very quietly. And sometimes those messes were made by other outriders.
Oh.
I've obviously been here a while, and Luca and I joined right about the same time, and we were trained together. You know this. We've been doing this for so very long.
Yeah, you always seemed like old pals.
Yes, but old pals always come in groups of 3, and our third was Sterling.
Right.
These bandits appeared with, well, what we called the Erskine device, because we didn't totally know what it did, and we still don't, but there was a lot of people died, and the 3 of us were sent on a bit of a suicide mission, honestly, to remove the device. We knew that we weren't probably going to get back out, and instead of removing the device, Sterling attempted to destroy it, and Cecil gets a very far away look in their eyes and is clearly somewhere else. And when he tried to destroy it, we all he failed, and a lot of people died that day. And I probably should have left him there. But when it's the prince, you can't do that. And then when the prince very quickly becomes next in line for the throne, sometimes reports need to get changed and covered up, and details maybe get glossed over.
I see. God, I mean, well, I'm happy you made it out of that, Cecil.
Yes, we all made it out one way or another. I killed 14 people that day. And we thought the device was gone. But it's back. So when I say we need to destroy this thing for good this time, others probably want to find it or recover it or study it, and all of that's well and good. I say fuck that. And when we find it, we need to blow it to high heaven because it needs to stop making these monstrous creatures. And the only good that comes from that device leads to death, ruined lives, and unhappy children.
Neither of us are royalty, so if the cost of destroying it is one of us, that may be the price we have to pay.
Well, hey, I've yet to meet a sort of magical what's-it that I haven't been able to crack. So, you let me get my hands on this thing, and I can guarantee you I'll figure out the best way to either deactivate it or destroy it, crack it in half, blow it up to high heavens.
I sincerely hope you don't have to. I vote for blowing it up, but we saw that may have not kept it away. Cecil kind of gathers himself and continues, says, we don't know if it's the same device, we just know the outcomes are similar on the folk that it's affecting, so...
It's fair.
It's possible that it's research, it's possible that it's some sort of dark power, it could be a pact, it could be some sort of warlock creation at work, or, maybe there's an evil Harper. Maybe... And Cecil smiles for the first time in like 12 hours. Maybe we found a Nega Harper. Maybe that's...
I was honestly going to make that a suggestion of like, I can make an item do a thing. It stands to reason that I can also do that thing. So...
This is true, yes.
Maybe there's someone out there who's replicating the effects of the device that is no longer around.
It's entirely possible. We thought we destroyed everything. Maybe someone got away that knew something, or maybe there were notes elsewhere, or maybe that wasn't even base camp. We thought it was.
Well, either way, we'll take care of it.
Thank you. Yeah. It's not often that missions from 30 years ago come back.
30 years ago, I was in diapers, so, the only missions I would have been doing back then were trying to climb on top of a shipping crate that was too tall for me. Probably bonk my head if I fell.
Yeah,
that was serious business back then, I'll tell you. Cecil, can I ask you one more question?
Yes, what is it?
And I know we're broaching a lot of touchy subjects right now, and I'm honest when I say feel free to not answer it. What happened to your accent?
I don't have an accent.
Okay, then what's up with the accent? Because you sounded a little different there for a second, Fran.
We all have our gifts and skills, right?
Sure.
Arabink turns himself into a fishman. I can do that too. I turned myself into Randy Fishman. I cast Disguise Self and turned myself into Randy Fishman.
What an amazing deflection and tension breaker.
Arabin gets looking at a fucking mirror.
And then I used my actor feat to change my voice.
Oh my god.
Now I need to hear an Arabin impression out of you there, Cecil.
It's all the way down here.
I'm just really sad a lot of the time. But I've got this cool sword. And my necklace glows. Vivios.
At that, Crunchwrap turns back into a staff.
Oh no!
No, I will say, Crunchwrap goes into stick mode, lays down flat, and then lifts their head up, and is very confused why it didn't work.
Oh, come on, that doesn't sound anything like me.
I transform back.
Harper is smiling and laughing and is 100% willing to let the point slide, but I would think, Cecil, you can see that Harper is letting this go in the moment, but is, of course, still curious.
Absolutely. I didn't actually make a roll for any of that, but this is why Cecil's persuasion and deception is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. You all bunk down for the night as a snow picks up overnight It's nothing that is going to destroy your camp, but it does make sleeping harder, less comfortable. I need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
21. I'm a thick little halfling.
THICC thick.
17.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
21. Fuck your snow. I'm from Michigan.
Yes, south of Taggart is the land of Amosrin, and north of Taggart is the far-gone, windswept plains of Michigan.
Looks like a
I
glove.
believe they pronounce it Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan, Kelly.
Oh,
There it is.
oh, that was
There,
good.
right there. It was right
Oh,
there.
man.
Fucking
All right.
had one loaded in the chamber, just...
Because you all passed so well, and it wasn't a tough check, but you all crushed it. So nobody loses HP or takes a level of exhaustion.
Woo!
It was a choice. You could have done either.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Ignis didn't need to roll for this because he's a construct.
No, Iggy's good.
Cool.
And how long do you keep Crunchwrap going?
It doesn't have a time limit.
There's the penalty is if it dies, right?
Yeah. It's just if he dies, he dies. But if he has like 1 HP and I turn him back into a stick, he gets all his health points back.
And then you can immediately get the snake back.
As you are all packing up the tents and, getting ready to make your way north again through now even thicker snow, Harper, since you were the one who grabbed the bag, you actually get this. There is you feel like kind of like a soft, warm ping in your head. And I'm not sure if you've ever had sending cast on you.
I don't think so.
I
don't know wizards.
You're familiar with the theory, at least as an artificer and magic user, in that respect. So you know that a message is incoming, and sure enough, you do get a short message. Good morning.
Counting words. He wasted 2 words. What a noob.
Amateur wizard.
This is Monet Morris with Evelyn Hart. Proceed north, follow tracker.
You got 2 more words left. I'm sorry, you got 12 more words left. You get 25, right?
It's like I have many more
You
words.
get 25,
I'm very
right?
Economical.
Yeah, 25.
25. All right, that's 13.
If you are caught, destroy the tracker. Take out any scouts along the way. 2 more?
I think. Depends on the edit.
You pooping?
There it is. There we go.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. There you go.
I relay that to the group.
You all would know that Monet is like Cord. It is a title within the King's Cabinet.
Sure.
Monet, short for monitor, as in this is somebody who is keeping an eye out for the king.
Okay.
Sure.
I wrote it down phonetically, like the name Monet looks like.
Yep. Yep. I thought of that too. Yep. Sure did.
Yep.
Safe to
Yeah,
say we've
you-
passed out the scrolls and the potions.
I was going to say, yeah, I think we each have a scroll of sending and we each have a greater healing potion.
Absolutely, add them to your sheets. Yeah, you are. You have your literal marching orders, and you all start packing up camp. It takes not terribly long, but longer because you are trudging through fresh fallen snow. I need everybody to roll me a perception check as you roll out.
Ignis as well?
Sure.
God, where are my dice?
In your bag. Did you get them out?
I did. Where
Did you pre-roll them?
He's
Did you
rolled.
charge them?
Where did my 2d20s go that I used for this fucking character? There they are. Jesus, my little...
Ignis has them.
No, the little frog took them.
Ah,
This is the Acatacon frog.
yeah.
Sure is.
His name is Blep. Anyway, I rolled the same thing. So, what that means is it's a 7 for Harper,
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
but that makes it a 14 for Ignis.
14 for Cecil as well.
So with the 14s being the highest, I will say that, honestly, Cecil, give me a dex check.
Dex check.
Yes.
Cool.
Essentially, I am seeing who is acting first in a situation.
Love that for us.
Oh.
That's going to be a mighty 13.
Does not beat my 19.
That's good. I don't have a dexterity modifier.
So
Cecil is good at many things, as long as none of them involve physical exertion.
in any other circumstance, something like this would be considered very, very funny. Because as you are trudging through the woods, your cowls and sashes are drawn up. You know, your sashes are like either thrown over your heads or wrapped around like a scarf, or maybe wrapped around your hands for extra protection for the extremities. Either way, you are trudging through not blisteringly cold, but cold snow. And at one point, Cecil, you know you are not alone. And you and Ignis clock this at the same time, and you look up, and trudging towards you, just in a direct beeline in your direction, are 4 of the undersigned. Let's roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and our website at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Griffin at Griffcold, and Ryan at RyanRoll20. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael, and myself at TQLoudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember... Hold on. I'm actually getting a breaking press conference. Can we cut over?
I'd like to thank you all for coming to this press conference today, this emergency press conference that I've had to call. I would, in fact, like to apologize to the city of Detroit, the entire state of Michigan, and to everyone who desperately wanted to watch the Detroit Lions play in the Super Bowl, because they did, in fact, blow a 17-point lead this evening.
Oh, my God.
We got a question in the back there.
Yes.
Are you aware?
Go ahead, Mr. B.
Are you aware that everything started going south immediately after you said that the Lions were going to win in the next 10 minutes or so?
I'm seeing my lawyer holding up a sign. They said allegedly is the word I'm seeing. Allegedly. That is yet to be proven, but allegedly this happened, and I'm not sure, but I would like to apologize for whatever my small part may have been in this grand disaster. Yes, you sir.
Yes, Mr. Albrecht, Spruce Springsteen, parody news. It sounds like we have a crowd out front now chanting the words Ryan's fault, over and over again. How would you like to respond to those allegations?
I'm seeing this now pop up on my news feed here, on my X feed, and...
No one calls it that, sir. It's still Twitter.
I would just, Detroit doesn't deserve it. There, I said it. Detroit doesn't deserve it. Go Chiefs! All hail our Lord and Savior, Taylor Swift. She's going to win the Super Bowl. Yes, you sir, in the back there.
Yes, Clam Damble here. Are you aware I'm going to bite your fucking kneecaps?
I will have to refer you to my security guard here, one Kelsey Grammer.
No, not Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
This has been a Ghostlight Media production.